Okay, so before I get into this video, I just want to mention that, yeah, I'm going to cut back doing vlogs. Currently, I've been kind of doing weekly, but I want to cut back to every other week. I think that was my plan in the update video before, or at least that's what I was originally considering, and I'm doing weekly, but I don't know. It's not like it's a lot of work, but I just want to focus my time elsewhere, and it's kind of sometimes hard for me to think of a topic I want to talk about. So for the moment, I'm just going to cut back to every other week, but in the future, I might bring it back to weekly again. So, yeah, Hoenn Hype. Back in the day, Hoenn was probably one of my favorite regions. I love the Ruby and Sapphire games so much, and I probably logged more time in Emerald than any other Pokemon game ever. I'm not really sure. It could have not been, but I probably got close to at least 500 hours in Emerald alone. But yeah, I just really loved Gen 3 back in the day because, I don't know, it kind of was that right time where the technology made Pokemon a lot better with the Game Boy Advance, and it kind of brought a lot of changes that made it a lot more playable for me personally than the first two generations were. Like the Game Boy SP and the backlit screen, the L equals A function for a better one-handed gaming sort of thing. So, you know, you can have one hand doing one thing and then play your game in the left hand sort of thing. And yeah, not having to save going between boxes. And I don't know, I just felt third gen brought a lot of improvements, and it seems kind of odd that a lot of people don't like third gen. I guess I can get why, because I have been watching some third gen Let's Plays and such, and yeah, the original Ruby and Sapphire at least weren't that great. Like, they had a very low level curve and such, so they definitely needed remakes, let's put it that way, and I look forward to seeing what else the remakes bring besides what we already know. But anyway, the reason I wanted to make this vlog now is that it's going to be about a month until the release of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire from the day this goes up. Although it's very likely that between the time I'm filming this and the time this goes up, there's going to be a lot more leaks, so the stuff I say might be a bit outdated even, but oh well, it's just pretty much just my thoughts on it, and yeah. Also, I'd like to mention that following the Mega Beedrill and Pidgeot announcements or leaks the other week, I did make a Tumblr post, which I'll put down in the description if you want to read that. Pretty much my thoughts on Mega Evolutions and such, but overall, I'm actually really happy to see Mega Beedrill, because Beedrill is one of those Pokemon I'd love to use. I mean, it's not really the best Pokemon, I know that, but it is absolutely horrible as it is if you want to use it in competitive. Like, it is, I'm not sure what tier it is for like actual competitive, but it is just not very good stat wise, and there's so many other Pokemon that would outperform it that I never had a reason to use it sort of thing. But now that it has a Mega, it actually looks like it's going to be a pretty powerful Mega at that, with adaptability and all, so I'm really excited, and its design looks awesome, so yeah. If there is one criticism I do have about Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I find the Mega roster so far to be a bit odd, mainly because I would have expected just a handful of new Megas, maybe like 10 mostly from Gen 3, but it seems like a lot of them are from other gens as well. I kind of expect them in the future to remake all the older games and add new Megas to each of them. Like if they remake Gen 2, we'll see Gen 2 starter Megas and more Gen 2 Megas. But with how the trend's currently being set, it seems like, yeah, you might just have random Megas all over from different regions. And, I don't know, I guess all of these Pokemon will be attainable in Hoenn, like the natural new Hoenn Pokedex sort of thing. Even though some of them weren't there originally, like, Audino, is that how you say that? But, yeah. So I guess I found it a bit weird that like Beedrill and Pidgeot were in the remakes and not in Kanto remakes, which probably will come sooner or later because the original Gen 1 remakes are just as old as Ruby and Sapphire. And while Gen 6 did have a lot of throwbacks to them, like the Mega Evolutions of the starters, the forest being all like Viridian Forest and stuff like that, the same legendaries, I think people will want remakes of Gen 1 sooner or later. Overall, the Gen 3 remakes look absolutely amazing. They look so much better than X and Y, and that's kind of how it goes. Like, Heart Gold and Soul Silver were far superior to the rest of Gen 4 games because they had much better controls, and I'm really sad that Gen 5 didn't keep those kind of controls. That's probably my biggest disappointment in Gen 5, was that it seemed like a downgrade after playing Soul Silver so much, because that was the main game I played in Gen 4. So, hopefully going to the future, Z or X2, Y2, or even Gen 7, if they go for that next, keep a lot of the improvements that Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is setting, like the sky dimension sort of thing, flying around on laddies. That has to be the coolest addition I've heard of in a while. Usually remakes just kind of add a few new features, like the Gen 1 and 2 remakes added more like a battle tower system and some other improvements here and there, islands and whatnot. but they didn't add a lot of new stuff that really made it feel like a new game. But it seems that they're now understanding remakes need more to them, I guess, to make them more desired. So, yeah, they're really going all out, it seems, on Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So, I really look forward to seeing what else they have planned. And I really hope that going forward, they might keep some of the Ruby and Sapphire mechanics in all games. It's really annoying when they introduce a feature like Underground or Contest or Secret Bases, then remove it. Personally, when Ruby and Sapphire came out, I was hoping Contest would be in every game after that. They were a really cool alternate way to doing kind of like Pokemon battles, and it just seems odd. Like, how well would it have fit in X and Y to have Pokemon Contest back? Considering you had all those different rivals, imagine one of them was just a contest rival. I totally could have saw that happening, but no, they didn't bring back Contest. And really, Gen 4 just add those super contests, I think they're called, which weren't as nice in my opinion. And then Gen 5 did some other weird things, and I don't know, I really love the whole secret base and contest, but ideally I'd probably say contest and underground secret bases. I really love the whole underground from Gen 4, even though I kind of like the overworld aspect of secret bases from Gen 3. So, of the Megas, I'm really happy with most of them. Sceptile and Swampert both look amazing. I kind of wish Sceptile maybe had a bit more going for him, like a better ability. Lightning Rod's cool and all, but I don't know, it seems like he could have got something better, but overall I'm just really hoping he gets a nice stat boost to allow for a more physical moveset or mixed, because he really needs it in my opinion. Swampert, he just looked like he was going to be amazing with Swift Swim. You need someone to put up the rain, but once he has that, he should be good. Beedrill, as I already said, looks awesome. Pidgeot looks pretty cool as well. Slowbro's hilarious. Sableye looks pretty powerful. I really love Mega Evolutions that have a bit of doubt, like you're facing two Pokemon and you don't know which, like Charizard's a good example. Because when you face it, you don't know if it's going to be Charizard X or Y. And both of them have a completely different playstyle. One is physical and gets a type change. The other one puts up Sun and is a special attacker. So if you call it wrong, it could be like a good percent of the match right there. You could just screw yourself, so to speak. So Sableye has the same thing going. You don't know if it's going to be Prankster or immediately go for a Mega Evolution with Magic Bounce. It could go Prankster to fool you and then Magic Bounce when you think it's safe. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that one plays. I also really like Mega Sharpedo for the tactics. It gets Strong Jaw, but normally it would have Speed Boost. But the cool thing is you could like protect first turn, get the Speed Boost, and then Mega Evolve, because having a Speed Boost is probably better than getting the Speed increase from the Mega Evolution. So yeah, it would be cool to see how Sharpedo plays now. He might get some better moves even in the remakes, not Gen 6. This is, well, it is Gen 6, but it's the remakes. And that's another thing I'm really excited for. I want to see what moves change. I want to see if the tutors are back. They really should be back, because all remakes and sequel games like, you know, Platinum, Black 2, White 2, always add the new move tutors that add all those moves I'm dying to have. At the moment, it's kind of E for competitive for me, because I never really was into Gen 5. I got Gen 5 after Gen 6 came out, just to play through them, so I didn't kind of miss out on those games. So I don't really have a lot of stuff in Gen 5 to breed competitive Pokemon there and transfer them over. So I can't get a lot of those moves I need. Like a Drain Punch Breloom is eluding me because I just don't have anything in Gen 5. I'm actually working on trying to get shards to do that, but since I didn't log those hours in Gen 5 when it was the standard, it's kind of hard for me to go back and prepare that stuff. So I'm really hoping Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire have the move tutors I need to get those really awesome moves. So yeah, the other Megas confirmed. Camerupt. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be a pretty decent one anyway. I don't know what else to say. It looks powerful. Altaria. That one looks really interesting because it's a dragon fairy for one. It's like the dragon killing dragon. And yeah, Salamence though. Salamence looks pretty powerful. And Metagross. Man, Metagross and all those arms. Yeah. Rayquaza, that one is kind of interesting. I guess everyone saw it coming. The only thing I wasn't sure if they were going to do an Alpha and Omega Mega Evolution of it, like two different forms like they did with Mewtwo sort of thing, because, well, I think he could have used it, but that Delta Stream, that new move, Dragon Ascent, even though it's flying, and man, he just looks so awesome as Omega. That's one of the first Pokemon I looked at and was like, wow, those graphics are really good for Pokemon. Like the way he just shined and such. It's the first time I guess I really saw it in 3D in a sense, because I don't know, the graphics, even though they're 3D, they kind of always look more cartoony to me, at least in the overworld and such. So to see a Mega Rayquaza really gave the impression that they are 3D and not just advanced pixel art. And for the last few on the list, we have Mega Lopunny, which is another one that seems odd to have in Gen 3 games, but I actually think it's a really cool Mega Evolution. Glade, that one seems... actually, Gallade. Gallade's the things that make plugins and whatnot, I think. Anyway, Gallade, yeah, that one you kind of saw coming because Carnivore already got it, and it's another one you'd expect to be in Gen 3 remakes now because it was originally a Gen 3 Pokemon. Audino, that's one that's kind of weird, and Diancie, well, we'll just have to see about that. But, yeah, that's all the Mega Evolutions there, but, yeah, overall, I'm just really excited about the game. There's so many aspects I could go into. Secret-based contests. I really hope they bring back the Battle Frontier. If they don't bring back the Battle Frontier, I will legit be very annoyed because in Emerald, I never beat the Battle Frontier. I think I got one of the medals from the rental one because back then I didn't know how to make good Pokemon. But now that I'm into competitive, I think I could actually play and win, and I'm really excited to try because the Battle Frontier is a great challenge, and it seems in every remake they add something like a Battle Tower. Because originally the areas didn't have it, like Kanto and I think Silver and Gold might have, or at least Crystal. I'm not sure, but they added more of that kind of stuff in. So if they actually remake Gen 3 but don't bring back the Battle Frontier, I'll be very, very sad. So yeah, to wrap up the video, I just want to talk about some of my best Gen 3 memories. I remember that in Sapphire, that was like my main game until Emerald and the other ones came out. But I remember in Sapphire, when I first got it, I played it nonstop. I think I played for like 7 hours straight, and I didn't save, my biggest mistake, but I went all the way to Kyogre, and I KO'd Kyogre, and then I realized, oh crap, I did not save before I fought Kyogre. Then I restarted, and I was like way back in the game, like so far back, had to run through like half the game again, sort of thing, but I did it and loved it, and I really love the whole two-team aspect. I feel that and double battles were some of the things that really made Gen 3 set out. Like, to me, I feel Gen 3 kind of had to reinvent the franchise, because originally, you have the first gen, the originals, and then second gen was kind of more of a direct sequel to that, but they couldn't just keep the same thing going forever sort of thing, so with Gen 3, it feels like they tried to reinvent it and kind of not change the old like they did with Gen 5, but just kind of add new aspects to keep the franchise going. And I felt for Gen 3 it worked with contests, double battles, the two teams, the more story-driven plot for one with the legendaries interaction, and yeah. So yeah, Gen 3 just had a lot of stuff I really loved. I remember the Emerald clone glitch. I did use that towards the end of my Gen 3 life. But most of those clone Pokemon I just kind of deleted in Gen 4. But yeah, it just a lot of stuff in Gen 3. That's also when I caught my first shiny. They were in Gen 2. I'm not sure if I've ever encountered any besides, of course, the Gyarados. And it was a Tentacool. Of course it was. It's Hoenn, the water region. I don't get why everyone hates water regions that much, though. I guess I prefer them over regions full of caves. Although there were a few caves. But at least there weren't an insane amount of Zubats. But yeah, Tentacool. Kind of common. Purple, my cousin Josh, yeah, he got a shiny Carnivine or Sharpedo and traded it to me. So it's kind of funny. We both got water ones, but at least we both didn't get Tentacools. So there are a variety of water creatures. A few other things that stand out in my mind are the desert and the ash areas. Those were things that you didn't really see beforehand, like mechanic-wise, the regions. I don't know, I guess that's when Pokemon first kind of started playing around with more weather effects. I don't remember any in like Gen 1 or 2 as much, just more like HM things. But having to need the Go-Go goggles to go through a desert, that was pretty cool. At least they didn't make Sandstorm and HM and require you to do Sandstorm to stop the Sandstorm. That would have been a lot more annoying. But I don't know, I just really like the region and the Regais. The Regai Rock, Ice, and Steel. I really love the whole puzzle associated with them, even if them themselves aren't really good Pokemon. But this were a really cool thing, and I loved how they had the roaming legends, the laddies, as well. It just seemed like the perfect balance of legends. You have your trio, your roamers, and your covers. And then like Jirachi and Deoxys, and yeah, it just was a really good generation. I really loved it, and I'm really excited for the remakes next month. Anyway, I think I'm done rambling about how much I love Gen 3. I really can't wait to see what improvements Gen 6 brings to the Gen 3 games. I can't wait to see the new level curve and the new region, the new Pokemon you'll find in it, and all that stuff. So, yeah, if you want to comment, share your thoughts on what share my thoughts in the comment. No, share what you think about the games, what you're excited for. So, yeah, that's about all I have to say. So, bye.